Down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no.
Girl, let's start this show.
Down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no.
I don't know about y'all, but if y'all, this whole thing has been starting off real crazy for 2024. Let's go ahead and give a round of applause for the new year and the new things that have been coming out. We are in the first week of January of 2024, and shit already hit the fan. I got my girl Shawn The Gossip on deck. What up, boo?
Hello.
Yes, we are starting this off with a bang. If y'all don't know, this whole hour is going to be something because the Illuminati is shook by Katt Williams.
Oh my God. Not the Illuminati cat.
The
Lord.
Illuminati is shook by Katt Williams, if y'all didn't know. I'm just trying to tell y'all, we are gonna unpack all of this. And let me tell you, I have been having a field day going down the rabbit hole for Katt Williams and all of the shots that have been fired in regards to the stuff that he has came out with on Shannon Sharpe's show.
Been
It's
a
been
whole
really
damn
enlightening.
situation, girl.
It's been
That's what I
enlightening.
say. A situation.
Yes, it has been wonderful and entertaining nonetheless. That's one thing you can guarantee when you get anything from Katt Williams, it's going to be entertaining whatsoever. So if y'all didn't see the clips of circulating on your timeline and everything, Katt Williams did a almost 3 hour interview with Shannon about various things. And I'm here with the clips because we're gonna give you just the tad bits. We're not gonna go over the whole almost 3 hours worth of stuff. But I myself and hubby did listen to it. It was really something for us. And for those of you guys who follow Chris, I mean not Chris, but Katt, he's been saying some things over the course of years about certain comedic entertainers. None the least. Poor people. And so he has been calling out folks, and now he's been calling out some new additions to the whole thing too. Because Katt even shut down Chris Tucker when they asked him about whether or not he would have been on the upcoming new show of Friday, the new movie of Friday. So Shannon was asking Katt whether or not, what was going on. Was they trying to bring back Smokey's character, et cetera, et cetera? And he said that, you know what, Ice Cube had asked him, to help write the script about it or whatever, but it was just some things that were set up that just wasn't going to fly, and we had no knowledge of. Take a listen to what he said.
Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Oh Lord.
Whew. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest. I don't care what you say. To be confident
is the
and not delusional.
implication that he's a child molester? I'm confused.
Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
Well, you don't think they asked Chris Tucker to come back in the second Friday? Smokey was all in Smokey. There ain't no Friday without Smokey.
We all agree to that, and there's no next Friday without Friday, and there's no Friday after next without
Nah,
Friday.
we talk about the road because you say that they don't.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Chris was allowed to make the decision. At the time that this is happening, Katt Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed.
Right.
Snoop's known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed.
So basically, he was just saying that there were things that were stopping Chris Tucker from being in the movie. One, he did not want to be associated with smoking weed since he has now found his Christianity and things have changed for him in his life. The other thing was that his name was on the Epstein's list. That
I mean, but now, that just came out. He need to be BFFR.
So I have the clip of Chris Tucker explaining the situation about him being on Epstein's plane. I let him tell it. There were it was him. It was the president. Clinton was on there as well, and a host of other people who were on this plane as well. So let me go ahead and get this clip and pull it up so you could take a listen to what he was saying. And he was being interviewed, which is really crazy. He was on IG or something, but I don't know if y'all know that the OJ's, the father and father of OJ, he was doing the interview. He has a Instagram maybe platform or something that he does, and he does the interviewing for that, which was crazy. Because I just thought maybe he was just kicking it and chilling it. You know, I didn't think that he really had this whole situation. So let me go ahead and try to find that clip of him being interviewed by the OJ. And nonetheless, even though this stuff had just came out, if I'm not mistaken, this has been talked about the list. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they were saying Chris was on this list way before it came out.
Well, everybody that's on the list doesn't mean that they were doing anything wrong. Everybody, I mean, Michael Jackson was on the list, but they asked the lady, did she give Michael any massages? She said no. He didn't do nothing. So everybody that's on the list was just people like, you mentioned the private jet. He would give people rides on his private jet to different places if they wanted to catch a ride. So their name would appear on the list. That doesn't necessarily mean they was on the island molesting girls, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't insinuate that. But, you know, people are out here trying to put two and two together.
They definitely are.
And trying to figure out what's going on. So, you know, not to say that. Well, I'll just let you look at the clip. I'll pull up this one clip where they got the actual picture, which this picture doesn't mean anything because it's not a vital picture of Chris Tucker. And remind y'all, Chris Tucker is my guy. Okay, so y'all know that I really like Chris Tucker's comedy and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm hoping ain't nothing go down as far as, you know, anything with Jeffrey Epstein and stuff like that. But let's just take a look at what we got. And I'm still going to get the clip of him being interviewed by the OJ. Hang on, here we go. Is it playing for you guys? No, it's not playing. Hang on.
No.
Hold on. It's playing on my end, but it's not playing for y'all. Okay, because I probably got the wrong one up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Gio, thanks for joining in. Yes. You talking about Eddie Lever? Yes, Mama. I'm talking about Eddie Lever, Mama Joe on deck. Hey, Joy.
Hey,
Um,
Mama. Hey, Joy, Gio. What up?
yes, yes. All right, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I got the right one. All right, here we go.
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey. Oh, Lord.
This statement from Katt Williams was one of the realest statements from his interview. As you can see here, Chris Tucker was on Jeffrey Epstein's flight log. He was on a flight with President William J. Clinton, none other than Bill Clinton himself. He was on the flight with Kevin Spacey. There you can see his name, Chris Tucker, Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. And as you can see here in this picture, it's Chris Tucker with one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Like, this picture speaks for itself. That's not even to mention just the people on the flight itself are really suspicious. Like Kevin Spacey, we know all the allegations with him and what has went on. And of course, we cannot forget about good old Bill Clinton. Like, his name has already been mentioned in the Jeffrey and Epstein drop of information, and we've seen plenty of pictures and heard so much about him. You can guarantee that this flight was for nothing good, nothing for no organization or anything like that. It's just straight out creepy. So I can guarantee you that we're going to hear more about Chris Tucker and Jeffrey Epstein in the upcoming days as they release this information. But drop in the comments and tell me what you guys think.
So basically, they got the picture of him with the alleged victim. And I don't know where this clip is at, but anywho, during the interview with Eddie Lever, he said he was on that plane, you know what I'm saying, along with a lot of dignitarians as well that were supposed to be going to Africa to do some big old shindig over there. So he explained that little part of it. If I can ever find this clip, I got so many clips for us to go over tonight. But the fact that he ended up being with one of the victims in the picture, that is, accusing Epstein of essay. Basically, that's what they're saying. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know because we don't have any concrete proof of him being on the island. It looks like the picture was just him taking pictures wherever, with just a couple of females. Doesn't necessarily mean that something went down. But I hope to God that, whatever information that they're bringing out for Epstein as well, that it kind of doesn't, it clears him basically of what's going on. Hopefully. I don't
Right.
know. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, I would be curious regarding that. Like, if the girl was one of Epstein's victims, did she mention that Chris did anything to her? Because
Well,
then
that's the thing. Out of the 900 documents, which I haven't even taken a look or crack at it, y'all know my nosiness would be all up in them court documents. I haven't pulled up and started to research it to even find out if she mentioned him going forward. As of now, there is nothing that has come out with her insinuating that he was one of the ones. But it definitely does indicate in some of the documents from what I've seen from various clips that Epstein's girl was recruiting. That's how she got pulled.
oh, just Lane.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why she in jail. She where she belongs.
Yeah. She where she's supposed to be. So
Yeah, I just don't like. I would rather have proof than because you could destroy somebody. Not us. I'm talking about when you mention him in the context of Epstein. You could destroy somebody without having proof. that he actually did anything, so I don't like it. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, did the girl say he did something? Because if so, then we can go.
Well, I mean, the only reason why we're discussing it now is because of what Katt Williams said on his interview with Shannon Sharpe. Other than that, I don't think that anybody would have said anything in regards to it, but it has been circulating around that he was on the list. So that's what we're just going by. Other than that, I really don't know. There's no other documentation stating that she has been or anybody else has accused Chris of doing any wrongdoing. Okay. And yeah, I do believe that once you are associated with this list, that it automatically classifies you as, under the microscope, that, because we know what Epstein was all about now, which is super sad because that doesn't necessarily mean that they had anything to do with either or. You know what I'm saying? So I get that part too. And the way that we have everything set up as cancer culture nowadays, they're just tearing everybody down who is affiliated whatsoever. I mean, they're going after a lot of names, but that was his take on what happened as to why there was no another Friday movie coming out. That's what Katt said. In his interview, he came on basically on Shannon Sharpe's platform to set the record straight about a lot of things that has been going on. One of them was in regards to Ricky Smiley, because Ricky Smiley was on Shannon Sharpe's platform prior to, and he asked him about some stuff with Katt Williams. Did he still, or did he something about Money Mike? I don't know, let's
Ricky
just
said he was cast for that. I think Ricky said he had the role, and Katt was supposed to play the Santa Claus in the movie, but then somebody decided to switch the roles. And I think that's the discrepancy, is that Ricky said, I guess Ricky thought he had the role, and then they decided to make him the Santa and make Katt Money Mike. But Katt was saying, I auditioned and I got it. I don't know what the hell you talking about, Ricky.
Well, he said it was 200 plus people who auditioned for this role, and
Right.
he ended up being offered. That's what he was saying. And so he said he don't know how it's supposed to have been Money Mike when the role was offered. He said that's not true. And I did come across a clip of Q confirming what Katt Williams said. He said that they did try Ricky Smiley for the role, but it wasn't a good fit. He actually was a good fit for the Santa Claus one. And they ended up really liking Katt Williams for Money Mike. And then Katt Williams was given some additional ideas and stuff as they were filming, and they kept a lot of his. So he basically, I mean, and let me just tell you, the clip of Ice Cube is so long for him to get to the point. I had to fast forward through it, but basically that's what he said. Confirm what Katt Williams was saying. But I don't know. For some strange reason, I couldn't get what was the whole thing about it. Okay, so you played for that role and it didn't work for you, so you were offered a different role. What was the big hoopla about that one? I mean, it's a lot of people that go up for certain parts, but it may not be a fit. And sometimes the producers or whoever is working on the script and stuff like that have certain people in mind for certain things. And then it may be like it didn't work out and they give them something else that they saw better fit for them. So that's what it sounded like happened with Ricky Smiley. But I think that it was more to their whole situation too, because Katt was saying a lot of other things regarding him. And I'm talking about Smiley, about the whole shindig that just was rubbing, I guess Katt the wrong way, because Katt is going in on a lot of comedians. Ricky Smiley just happened to be the one that came on Shannon Sharpe's show prior to discussing him, which caused him to want to come on to set the record straight. Or I don't know. It's a lot. I got the clip. Let me see if I can find that clip for that one. But y'all know I always tell you people be over here I guess saying that Katt Williams is just doing it for clout or something. I don't see that he was doing it for clout, but I do feel like he was throwing a lot of bombs and stuff on people. Let me see what this clip is. Hold on.
Scene before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo! Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there.
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. Cancel.
So that was in regards to Epstein, offering him a movie deal. And he said that's what he said in front of him and his people, his camp at the time when he came in to discuss about that clip. Oh, child. This whole thing with this stipulation, I got so many clips that I'm going through just to be able to tell you. Because it was like so many, 3 hours about this whole shindig. That is just really crazy. Let's see, we're speaking about Weinstein. But they had tried to cancel, if I'm not mistaken, they were trying to cancel him in regards to him telling about this whole thing back in the day. And now that Epstein stuff has come up, that everybody is like, now he's, asking him about what he was saying prior to. And he's just elaborating on a lot of stuff. But it's comedians and stuff that he was talking about, like, who was that? It was Steve Harvey. Of course, the classic situation with Steve Harvey that went down. He talked about that as well. He talked about and if y'all don't know, he had beef with Steve Harvey for stealing one of his jokes. Now, a lot of people have got the clips about the one where well, no, it wasn't Steve Harvey who stole the joke. It was actually Cedric the Entertainer. Sorry about that. Cedric the Entertainer stole the joke and he used it on the Kings of Comedy. Is that the one where he was talking about the spaceship Shine? So I know he was talking about the spaceship on that one, but it was actually a car version of it that Katt Williams was doing prior to that. He claims that Fed stole and changed it to a spaceship, but used it on the Kings of Comedy. He also went in to discuss about some of the things that, like a lot of them, because the whole situation was that he was upset that Bernie Mac ended up being the Mac of the Kings of Comedy. And that he was pitching, and he's talking about Steve Harvey was pitching a bitch about the whole thing because it was actually Steve Harvey's tour. It was supposed to be Steve Harvey's tour. So, of course, you would be going last on the tour. But he was saying, and even, what was the guy? Faison Love confirmed that, Bernie Mac was like the highlight of the show. By the time Steve would come out, people were in their cars. After Bernie Mac did his set, people were starting to leave when Steve Harvey would come out, and because he wasn't really the king of the comedy. It was Bernie Mac. So as they started to do more tours, Faison Love said that they changed it up. They changed up the whole sequence of the tour where Bernie Mac was closing on the tour. Now I don't know which that was a bit of a reach for me when it comes to stealing jokes. But the one that was obvious and blatant was Steve stealing jokes. Well, it was the same thing. I have like the same joke, but of course he kind of zhushed it up and made it be something else. And I'm referring to Cedric the Entertainer. Um his joke. Hold on, let me see here. I'm gonna try to get this clip for that one because that was the one where it was telling. Now I got the one about the Bernie Mac one where they were saying that it kind of surfaced about a little boy who was a comedian that was telling the jokes about something, and then Bernie Mac used it on the Kings of Comedy. I got that one, but let me see if I can find this one about the one with oh shoot, that's okay. Here's Eric. Is it Eric Spears? No, that's not him. I'm talking about Faison. Faison was talking about it. Here we go. Let's play this clip because he kind of confirmed the whole situation about him being on that the whole situation between him and Katt. Is it playing? Hold on, this should be playing. Here we go.
Bro. Listen.
I've never seen it like Eddie Murphy can do art, but Godfrey, what you talking about? When me and Bernie first hooked up, we had a beef because I was like, I thought he was doing Robin Harris. I told you. See, you heard it too. No, you heard it. And when we fell in love, this is what happened. We were doing it was me, Jamie, and Bernie in Atlanta. It was 3 headliners, and we all each rotated, and Bernie would go up there and kill it. And I was like, this nigga sound like Robin Harris. Now I came up with Robin. Yeah, I was right there with him. So I never really heard of Bernie. He was in Chicago killing it. Right? Okay. So Bernie goes on WGF, kills this motherfucker. Oh, that nigga bad, man. You knew he had it. He killed that motherfucker. I know he killed that motherfucker. When he did that, it was like Rob. That's when I was like, oh, okay, that's it. He's like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you something, self the motherfucking breast. He killed that old man. He had did that because somebody had booed before. Oh, that's how he come out there like that. And he was like, oh, shit. And he come out like, I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. Right? Russell Simmons, Stan Lathan, you're going to do a show with him. Faison, you got to be in the show. I said, well, Bernie, we don't really get along like that. Russell Simmons, Stan Lathan, put me and Bernie into a room. So you niggas go in there and talk that shit out. By the time we left the room, we was brothers. We was laughing. That's all. When he told me, Bernie said, listen, you ain't gotta respect me. Just don't disrespect me. I said, damn, that was the real shit. Bars. Yeah, bars. So from that day, then we went to do the show and we just it was nothing separating from there. That's all. Every time he see me, he said, Faison, remember, man, the world don't owe you. You owe the world. That's what he would tell me. We did Friday together. Yeah. We did Players Club together. And we did the show there, we did something else together. And he was on fire. Why do you think he had differences? Steve Harvey had differences with him. Steve had differences with him when they went on. Steve was scared of him. They had differences. No, they ain't had no difference. Bernie is never gonna come at you any kind of way but a gentleman. He ain't gonna say nothing. Even if he got a problem with you. When he had a problem with me, he didn't say fuck Faison nothing. He said,
Listen to this.
We'll see. Because he's that confident. He's like, I'm gonna bring it. When they started doing the Kings tour, it was Guy Tori was hosting. Yeah. Cedric, DL, Bernie, and C was supposed to close it. Because he wanted to be the king. He gonna bring that whole home. He was a man named Bernie. Bernie would shut that motherfucker down. People would be in their car when Steve got on stage. Walter Latham, the producer, creator of it, but me and Chris went on tour, said, oh no, we gotta change this. They dropped the guy, and Steve was cold. I guess he killed that motherfucker. Bernie.
Yeah. That part.
So
Was he
basically,
talking
that whole
about?
Faison Love was talking about how Bernie Mac ended up closing out the show for Kings of Comedy because Steve Harvey was complaining about him going last. He thought that he should have went last, which that coincides with what Katt Williams was saying in the interview with Shannon Sharpe. He was saying that Steve was pitching a bitch because technically it was Steve's tour before the whole Kings of Comedy tour. But what happened was nobody didn't give a damn about Steve's jokes, which Faison confirmed. He said nobody really cared about Steve Harvey because Bernie Mac was so much more funnier than Steve that they ended up making Steve be the host, which they took out the other cat and made Steve be the host of the show. And then as the tour started touring, Bernie Mac was closing out the Kings of Comedy. It wasn't Steve Harvey anymore.
Oh, well.
Right. And this whole thing about him being like, the man and stuff like that, that was another thing that Katt was saying, that even after Bernie had passed and they were, well, before Bernie had passed, no, after Bernie passed, they was trying to continue the tour. He said, if you notice, they did continue the tour with a lot of other people, and they came to Katt and asked him to join the Kings of Comedy tour, and he told them, nah, F that, I'm not doing it, because the way that y'all set it up for it to be when Bernie should have been the man. Y'all should have had Bernie be the man for the rest of the tour, and y'all was trying to play him. And he was like, and now y'all asking for other people to do it. And he was like, no, out of respect for Bernie, I can't. He was like, because y'all already know that Bernie was the man. He was the man. He was the king of comedy. So it was some back and forth with that. And then there was some situations that happened with Katt and Steve Harvey decades before. So that ended up coming up on everybody's timeline and stuff. They started pulling up the actual jokes and stuff when he came here to Detroit. So me and hubby and a group of our friends, we were at that particular comedy show. When he came, it was supposed to be set up like a boxing ring, like it was like Katt Williams versus Steve Harvey type of thing. And what he was upset with Steve Harvey about had either something to do with Katt or his kids. Now on the TikTok and stuff, they were saying it was regarding his kids. So let's go with that. His kids they were all at the mall, Katt and his kids, and they saw Steve Harvey and they wanted to get an autograph from Steve and went up to Steve and they was like, hey Steve, we really wanted to get, your autograph or whatever. And Steve was like, no, I ain't doing that today. So the kids went back and told Katt what happened. And for whatever reason, I guess either the kids went back and was like, we are the kids of Katt Williams, or, to try to see if they could still get an autograph. This is what they're saying. And he said, who the fuck is Katt Williams? So that alone, and he said that at the, you know, people were saying at that time, Katt Williams was like, he had his Netflix specials and all that stuff. Like he was doing pimping, like the height of his career. So he was like, you downplayed him. That's what he had. That's what they're saying on the TikTok. I've heard differently. I heard it was something in regards to Katt meeting him early on before he got his big break, and he was being an asshole and didn't want, like, you know how some people, like with Eddie Murphy, he reached out to certain comedians and he kind of helped them along the way, like, who you working with, who's your people, da 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 da, try to help them get on. And it wasn't that case with him. He was kind of like looking at him like, I ain't helping you. Who is you? You ain't nobody type of deal. So it was two stories circulating in regards to that. I can believe both of them, you know, to be honest with you guys. But when he ended up getting this comedy deal with Steve Harvey, and it was only in Detroit that I know of, he didn't do any more tours with Katt because Katt blasted his ass in Detroit. And then the next thing you know, Steve Harvey basically retired from doing comedy. That's, you know, he retired from comedy because he had 7 shows, and Katt said that was a lie. He retired from comedy because he blew his ass out in the Detroit show and he didn't want to fuck with it no more. That's what he said. So he's had this long decades worth of beef with Steve Harvey that that's never going to end. He's never going to let that end, because even when Cedric, he said Cedric stole his joke, Steve and Cedric him and apologized for taking the joke. And then you had Cedric the Entertainer on Shannon Sharpe show talking about he never stole the joke from him. Well, how could that be if you came and you apologized for taking the joke and I let that shit slide for decades? But you still out here saying that you never took the joke, and he's saying I got to receive an apology. So this is the flack that he has with both Steve Harvey and with Cedric the Entertainer. So he was clowning. But here is the clip. Here is the clip that I was able to get about Ice Cube confirming Katt Williams' statement about Ricky Smiley, you guys, because he's like, you know, that's some BS of what he was saying. Is there a clip of Axis apologizing? Of who apologizing, Joy?
I think she probably means Cedric and Steve.
Of them apologizing. Oh, I haven't seen any clips of them actually apologizing, but Katt Williams said he got proof. So I don't know if you're referring about Cedric. Yeah. I haven't seen anything on the tick and the top about it. Let's take a listen to what Q was saying.
Specific things, you know, Katt was 100 on a few things. Most of what he was saying, a couple things, you know, who have them try out for different roles. So Ricky did give Money Mike a shot. But when we saw him, and you know, we kind of saw how he moved and how he was, you know, auditioning, we decided that he would be a better, you know, Santa Claus, which was to me the perfect casting. When we saw Mike, I mean, damn, I call him Money Mike. When we saw Katt, you know, when I saw him, you know, as far as, you know, specific, I just knew that he was perfect for Money Mike. And, you know, Katt, you know, said he wrote his role, which, I mean, the role was written, but he enhanced it. This is why Katt was so dope in the movie. You know, Money Mike had a small role, you know, about as big as the Santa Claus role, but when we start filming, he was giving us such magic that we kept expanding his role, giving him more to do because he was on point.
So that is where he confirmed it. The The funny part about it is that when Ricky Smiley went live the next day after the interview aired with Katt Williams, they were showing a clip of Ice Cube, and he was like, well, Cube, can you just, trying to get Cube to say what, that it was really what he was saying on the show. And Cube was like, well, he kind of like was like falling back, but then he went live to further explain. And that was the clip that he got from that. But I mean, it's a lot of people that's out here confirming some of the stuff. It's some people that's even going after said, and the rest of them too, saying that they was doing some shiesty stuff. Let's take a look at this clip here that Katt was talking about.
Stand up because he had 7 TV shows.
See, the reason I stopped was because I 7 shows on TV all at once.
The only problem is when he stopped stand up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story.
Now, check this out, y'all. And he will further elaborate on this, but he was saying that Steve Harvey was lying to everybody about his fade. He was saying that Steve Harvey was saying that he was paying paying a guy some money to cut his fade or whatever for like $10. But then he was saying that he ended up hiring him to continue to do it. Well, if you had a fade for $10, that's understandable. A couple of people were in the comments and stuff was like, yeah, I can even see that, you would bring somebody on to keep your hair tight for even like $150, an hour for whatever, He said, but Steve Harvey confirmed that he put the guy on and he was paying him like $1,500 to do some stuff. And one guy was in the comment was like, well, I can see if you doing a haircut for $10 that it might be $150 because, hey, you got to go do this interview. You got to be on TV for this and you want to keep it looking tight. He said, but I don't know nobody that's going to pay $1,500 unless you got a man, like a man prosthesis on your head talking about, a fake wig. He was like, that was the only thing that I can see. And then they started showing further clips of Steve Harvey where you can see from the high top fade, part of it was a bald spot in the top of his head. They were like just really going in on this whole thing. And then, Katt was saying, Steve is just a fraud all the way around because he was stealing stuff from other comics too. And then he brought up, what was the guy hanging with Mr. Cooper? He said
Mark Curry.
Mark Curry, thank you. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, his show was the same thing that Steve did with Steve's show when he was playing the principal and stuff. He was like, and then you can see in the whole thing, and I got the little side-by-side pictures of that. We could take a look at that. But let's just finish this whole thing up with Steve saying that the reason why he retired, because he said, no, that wasn't the reason why you retired, because you had 7 shows. You didn't even have your 7 shows when we did that Detroit show. And you stopped after the Detroit show. Child.
Where he got so big.
Now, this is the because it's playing the music of DMX. I don't want to get copyright thing, but this is the actual show from Detroit when he was here. And this is how he went in on Steve. And when I said he went in on Steve, because Steve came out and at the end and he did 15 minutes of just like talking about some lady in the audience. You remember that day? You remember when Steve Harvey came out after Katt went in on him and all he did was talk about, he didn't even refer to anything that Katt had said. He didn't counter his joke. Like if this was supposed to be a battle, which it was the championship of stand-up comedy. So this was a battle and they had it set up like a ring. He was supposed to come out and go in and let have on Katt. And he did not. He did not go in on Katt. He came out and he talked about this lady in the audience for 15 fucking minutes. And then he ended up saying some rinky-dink comedy stuff that wasn't about nothing. When people from Detroit was leaving and some of them were being interviewed. They were saying like Katt was the highlight of the show. Katt was the one who won if you had to pick between the two. He was like, Katt won. He was like, he came out, he crushed Steve Harvey. And I even remember the one part where Steve was doing his comedy and Katt came out and walked around the outskirts of the ring.
Ooh.
Doing the whole comedy show, like towards like when Steve was doing his stuff, Katt was just walking around the ring, and they put the spotlight on Katt. So it was a spotlight on Steve and a spotlight on Katt. Clowned him, just straight up clowned him. I'm just trying to get to the part. Skipping over the music. Oh, come on. He's an excellent comedian. One of the finest we've ever had. But he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, or form. This is some other shit. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on that motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been to talk about his bitch, man. They're gonna put me with this poor championship. You see that nigga had to take off that lace front high top fade because he came out here to battle me. I played no motherfucking game, Steve. I'm a little nigga, I fight dirty. Easy. You're big, baby. What the fuck is he thinking about? He ain't trying to copy on me, bring that ugly ass, sparkly ass tie out. With a regular black suit like he was going to a funeral. Yours, nigga, yours. I give a fuck. I give less than a fuck. Whatever less than a fuck is. You the one came out here and told jokes about if a bitch lick you on the left lip or you buy that bitch a car. If that ain't the trickiest shit I ever heard of. Bitch, you can suck my dick with the Holy Spirit in your mouth. I ain't buying your goddamn car. I ain't gonna give you a ride. It's a generation gap. Damn generation gap. The shit because he was a shit in 1968. Nigga, I'm the shit this evening, my nigga, this evening. I know my niggas is up in here. I ain't got the ass. I ain't scared about being in the motherfucker round. I'm gonna round this bitch as long as this bitch go round. Well, yeah, Steve. Look at me and said, I don't like him. I said, I don't like him either. Let's fast forward it to when this disrespectful nigga did something called the original Kings of Comedy. Oh. As if Richard Pryor didn't live and walk this very street. You gonna be the original King of Comedy, nigga. Did it start with you, you disrespectful son of a bitch? Richard Pryor, not Bill Cosby, Steve Harvey is the original King of Comedy. You's a goddamn liar. Why you original? You ain't the first one. He didn't know nothing about this. And if you listen to his show, you know that nigga's a liar straight up and down. He waited till I said this is gonna be my last show after 18 years. He waited for that and saw that as a moment of weakness and decided he was gonna make it a championship. But then the nigga couldn't sell out the tickets necessary. Damn. Now that was true, y'all. At the time the show came along here, it was just Steve Harvey and as the highlight. They didn't tell us like who all else would be there, but the tickets wasn't selling. But then when they started advertising that Katt was gonna be here, they sold out. And I think we were at Cobo Hall. We were downtown Bay at Cobo Hall for Katt Williams. Yeah, okay. So we were downtown Cobo Hall for this one, and it sold out. And I don't know if y'all know, but this is where we have our auto show and stuff. Like this is a huge event place, and it sold out once they added Katt Williams to it. But I know that this one is kind of long. The jokes just kept coming, and everything that he was pretty much saying on Shannon Sharpe is in this clip with the jokes. Okay. He also went in on a host of other folks as well. Sean, I don't know if you even know about the one with Luda, but yeah, Shantae, I agree. Shantae said that what do I think about Katt said overall. I didn't see any discrepancies so far with what Katt was saying. I think that was cool that he did speak on his wife the way that he did, but he also, the reason why he spoke on the wife, which he didn't have to say what he said about her, but he was basically showing a picture of what it was really about, how the Illuminati, the people and the people that be, okay, so here we going back talking about this Illuminati stuff, but how they get you set up. So when you accept the millions of dollars that they offer you for stuff, and that's what he was saying. He said, there was a part where me and Luda were being interviewed for a particular role in a movie, and it was supposed to be like 20 movie thing, like 20 of them, like a host of them, like part, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 20. And he said of course he ended up bowing out, didn't want the particular thing because they were offering him this amount of money, but they were offering him to do other stuff that he was like, no, he said no to. But Luda did. And so when Shannon was like, well, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, how many Fast and Furious movies are there out? He said, I think they're on their 10th one. There you go. There you go. So basically he was saying that what comes with certain deals allows you to get certain amount of money, but then they want you to be set up with certain people. And that's why he was going in about the wives of certain people. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen the whole particular one circulating around, but he said it was like 7 of them. Remember? It was like 7 of the people that he was talking about. And one of them had to do with Luda and his wife, but then the rest of them showed them with their wives too. And that's what he was saying. Like they get you set up with these, I don't know, I forgot the word that he said, but it was basically, light-skinned women to white women to kind of, keep you in check and with the masses of doing whatever it is that they're asking you to do for these millions of dollars that they're giving you that you have accepted.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was cold-blooded that he called her something. I forgot what he called her.
Ugly. I think ugly face. Something.
But I got the clip for that one too. So we could take a look at that one. Just give me time to pull that up. But I just thought that, that was cold-blooded, not what he said, but what he was meaning overall is that there were plenty of them that went that route. With the particular wives that they picked. And he was like, and you guys was out here talking about Steve Harvey, act like a woman, think like a man type of thing. And this man is on his 3rd wife, which everybody was saying, like, why were you taking things from Steve about how to live your life and who to pick? Like, who told him he was that relationship guru, when and overall he's on his third marriage with his mistress that he was cheating on his second wife with. And he said the same thing about his other wives that he said about this one that he got. Um, they been with him when he was poor and helped him to get along. And Steve came out and said that he was still broke with his first two wives, and he was broke when he met Marjorie, the mistress. And she still stuck with him as he started to build up and build up. This is what Steve was saying. And I was like, oh well, I mean, if y'all believe what he says in regards to that. I mean, I just know what we've been getting on, social media, and how everything has been lined up with that. I can't say that Steve Harvey
Yeah, I'm
was
not
made
sure about that either. I mean, they all do tend to go for light
for he
skinned
had
women, Cat included.
Marjorie.
So I don't know if that basically
Uh-huh.
means anything. I think that's just what they be
I don't know about that.
accessing over there in Hollywood. I mean, and they may be provided by the Illuminati, but non-Illuminati
Mm-hmm.
people go for these. Like, is Dave Chappelle married to a black woman?
No, she's
Absolutely
Asian.
not. None of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
She's Asian.
so, I don't know if that means anything, but I
Yeah.
always think people in Hollywood, it seems like everybody it marries like the same type of woman.
Mm-hmm. Which that's what he was saying. It's always somebody who don't have their own, who don't
Yeah.
has never been interviewed. Here, I got the clip. Let's just go ahead and play the clip of what he said about Luda. And then Luda did respond. I got that too. Child, it's just he went in. He went in. Hold on, here we go.
Luda. No, so there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other. The decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person they said was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Katt Williams. Now, one person ended up with a light-skinned, ugly first wife, has never done it. Remember I told you that if I say that, it applied to 7 people? Yes. It's part of what they give you. Okay? I didn't get it. I'm not mad about it.
How much money they give? 200.
Sir, Fast and Furious is on what number right
10.
now?
200 million. I might be getting me one of them women. Say.
But wait a minute, Sixx.
They all end up saying at the end of the day.
This. I just thought
Kevin
about
told you he wasn't going to wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay.
Okay, so I did get the clip of the women that he was talking about. Okay, you said you were confused about what he was
because
saying.
in the Fast and the Furious, Luda's got big hair and the sideburns.
I don't know, Sean, about the Fast and the Furious. Because I didn't go after 3. After 3, I had enough of it.
I mean, but it would have been starting with 1. Right? If
I don't even remember what he had. Yeah.
I was just visualizing back. I remember Luda walking around with the afro with a pink in his hair in that movie.
It could have been. Babe, do you remember Fast and Furious, the first one? Did Luda have his afro and his sideburns in the first one, or were they gone? Do you know? Because he watched pretty much all of them. I couldn't get with it. It's like after the third one, it was redundant.
Right.
Yeah, for me. He said he believed that he did have it in the first one, but then he got rid of it. Towards the end of the movie. Well, they on 10. So you saying he had it per each one? No. So he at some point he got rid of it. Oh, okay. So he said, yeah, he believed that he had it in the first one, but as it went on, he got rid of it. So I don't know. I don't know what in regards to that When?
Well, because the way Katt is saying it, he's making it like in order to get this deal, he had to. I thought to get the deal, you got to cut this stuff off. I guess that's his initiation.
I guess so, because
Yeah.
you do. I mean, if you think about what the Illuminati does, like some of them, like in the music industry, they tell them that they want them to start worshiping the devil, and then you start seeing little Nas X with these Satan shoes and stuff like that for their initiation. And then what was the girl that I said what I said? I'd
Doja
rather
Cat.
Doja Cat went on that kind of verbatim, some stuff to be inducted into the Illuminati. They want you to do something to show that you are in line with them and you're going to be, doing as they see fit going forward. So I mean, I don't know if that was part of his initiation. I don't know technically, but that's what they say that you get if you're accepting millions of dollars. And this is one of the things that they were saying about, since Shantae brought up his wife. I'm sorry, his wife is Filipino. I'm sorry, talking about Dave Chappelle. But one of the reasons why Dave flew to Africa, he didn't want to accept the millions of dollars, the $50 million that they was trying to do for the Dave Chappelle show, because they wanted him to dress up in this dress, and he was like, no. And they kept asking him, and he explained all of that. But they want you to do certain things, and that wasn't part of what he wanted for the show. So are you going to accept the $50 million? And this is what Katt was saying. Like, you have integrity. You have morals about yourself. They're not going to be able to get Katt Williams in a dress. No many how many times you may offer it to me. And he ended up saying that Roll About Money Mike was because the reason why what's his name? I can't even think of his damn name. There's so many people being involved with all of this. But the reason why they offered Ricky Smiley the Santa Claus role, but he was looked at for the Money Mike role because he was going to accept doing the rape part. So that little clip that we saw where he was in the bathroom with what's his name, and he was trying to get to him, and he took the little pliers and clipped his nuts. He was saying that actually was supposed to be the raperization part, but he asked them not to do it. He said because there's really nothing funny about rape whatsoever, and just think about it. And if you decide that we can get past that part, and I'll come up with something funny for that part, that we can remove it. But that Ricky Smiley was okay with doing that part. Just like he was okay with wearing a dress, and just like Tyler Perry wore the dress. And then Martin Lawrence wore the dress. Like he started going in on that. And then he explained the whole thing with between him and Martin Lawrence, which I didn't know any of that either. But basically, he was saying like the Illuminati people have you set up to do stuff to keep you humiliated, and which he was referring back to Kevin Hart. He was like, Kevin Hart said in the beginning, I never put on a dress. And then he turned around and put on a dress. And then when they asked him, why did you put on a dress? He said, yeah, because that's what I chose to do. Well, duh, yeah, we know that's what you chose to do. But what did you do it for? What was you offered to put on that dress? So, you have to bend and do things in order to get the certain amount of money. So you basically selling your soul to the devil to get all of these millions of dollars to basically humiliate yourself to put on these dresses. Now, I'm not saying that that's never been done, because we know Flip Wilson put on a dress. We know people way back in the day in the early things of comedy would put on dresses and stuff like that. But to what extreme that you would be able to, what he says, Katt Williams says, not have any morals or standards about yourself that you would be able to lower that to be able to make this millions of dollars to basically put on this dress. Like, what are you doing? Like, and why is that something that they always decide to go with for a black man? And not to say that there haven't been other white actors and actors putting on a dress, because they've been floating around a list of those, putting on dresses too. But why? And how, what is that part about that so funny to have a man put on a dress? Like, this is what he was saying. So to my understanding with all of this is that you lower your standards to be able to make millions. And how far will you go? How far will you go to continue making the millions of dollars that you make? That's what he's saying.
Right. Good question.
Yeah.
I mean, Luda, if that's the case, Luda had a weak ass initiation because I cut my hair for $200 million. I go slick bow. Do you hear me?
Right.
I take every stitch of hair off my body.
Girl, and I really don't know what Luda stuff was. You know what I'm saying?
I
To
mean,
be
look,
honest, if that was
yeah,
it. you
I
know.
I respect Katt Williams. I enjoyed his interview. And I do believe a lot of what he was saying, but some of it, like the situation with Luda,
Uh-huh.
that to me felt like a justification for why he's not where he wants to be in his career. You and Luda auditioned for something, he got the role, and it's got to be a reason besides his talent that got him that role. Now he in the Illuminati because he got the role and you didn't. You have absolutely no. We don't have any
What?
evidence of Luda being in the Illuminati.
Well, let me tell y'all because I had to do a little bit. I did a little bit of research after all this, not too much because I kind of already knew a lot about Katt Williams anyway.
Right.
But Katt Williams has been the executor and producer of every last one of his Netflix specials. Like he's been fronting and putting up the money for all of the specials that he has had. And if he doesn't, like, it seems, and this is just my personal opinion, it seems like he is being more beneficial. And even in the interview, they asked him, like, when he first started out, Katt, they didn't want to do the show with him. So Katt fronted the money to be able to do the show. And he said, well, why would you do that? He was like, well, I believe in having ownership of whatever. If I can't put the money up for myself because I'm betting on myself that I'm going to do the damn thing and I'm going to make this be big, then why would you? Why would you want to put money in me if I wouldn't want to put money in me? That's what he said on Shannon Sharpe. But, and I was like, okay, well, let me just see. Let me go down the list of the stuff that he's done. So, which was the easiest one for me to find was the Netflix specials. Like he executive produced all of those specials. He put the money up to make the money. So all of it is going back to him, which he was explaining with Shannon Sharpe. It eliminates the middleman, and it eliminates people telling you what to do when you do your shows. Like, what I'm saying? He don't have anybody else telling him, well, we don't like this, take this out, because we're invested. We really want you to do something like this. So he's the man when it comes to being able to produce his own shows and get them out there.
Right. No, and I
It's
don't take
cool.
anything away from Katt. He's talented and everything, but I'm just saying he wants to go further. And he's explaining that he hasn't because he won't join the Illuminati. And I'm just saying, in certain situations, to me, it seems like he's trying to justify why he's not as far as he wants to be. He wants to be in movies. That's why he auditions for movies,
Right.
So he wants, and it ain't nothing in the world wrong with that. But I'm just saying that in some parts, it sounded like hateration, Sixx. It just did to me.
Yeah. A lot of people were
Especially
saying that
related
they
to
believe that
Ludacris.
he's hated. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I look, Shantae said, don't nobody want to hear Luda's whack rap about the whole thing. But
I like
I do have the clip about it. But do you think this is going to mess up his chances about being able to be in more movies and stuff like that? Because he kind of came out and talked about everybody and thus their part.
If you spill the tea about Hollywood, you ain't getting back in now. You will
Well,
get
I
your
mean,
asses
keep in mind,
blacklist.
he was blacklisted before because he came out talking about Epstein, and now look what happened with Epstein. So he's been blacklisted before,
Right.
and he's still standing. He's still doing stuff.
Well, I mean, he
Um.
definitely has a following, and if he goes out on tour, people will support.
Mm-hmm.
But if his goal is to try to now I know he doesn't fool with Kevin Hart or nothing like that. But Kevin
Oh, we're
Hart
gonna
is in
talk about
big.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, we're gonna talk
Kevin
about
Hart is
that.
in big movie after big movie after big movie. Maybe it is because he in the Illuminati. He got a movie coming out on the 12th. I want to see.
Yeah,
But
which he advertised during this whole messerization with Katt.
right. So if his goal is to get to the point where he's doing like blockbuster movies, and I don't know if that's his goal. I'm just saying, if his goal to go that far, I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, I just don't. But
And see,
because he has spilled the tea.
right. But even in the interview with Shannon Sharpe, he was saying that if he wants something, he would get it. Now I know
Right.
he was saying it in like a spiritual realm type of thing, like when you set your mind to do something, it will happen, like that type of thing. He was saying, but he's basically saying he only does stuff when he wants to do stuff. It's not like he has to do stuff in order to live the life that he lives or get what he wants or whatever. He actually is okay with everything that has, I guess, happened to him thus far. That's what I was picking up from that little part. But I guess if you want to continue to do stuff within the realms of Hollywood, or want to be considered, talking about the masses and the ones that be would probably hinder you. But for him, he's saying it doesn't matter. I've been blackballed before, but I'm still here and I'm still doing stuff. So what are you really saying? And that was the whole thing when people were saying that he was hating, like, he's been blackballed. He's not hating. He's where he wants to be. And even though it may take him a little longer to get to certain places or certain things, I'm not going to lower my morals and standards in order to be accepted. I'm still going to be Katt Williams. That's what I got from that little part. Shantae said, ain't nobody from the Illuminati ever tell me that, because I don't know folks from the Illuminati. Have you? I've met Freemasons, NOI, people in different gangs, but never from the Illuminati who told folks these funny ass rules. So, what I can say, Shantae, in my little 5 minutes of fame, I have been around the masses. I've been around record label execs who do try to set you up. I have had members within the group that, they were offering one of the members like a solo deal while they were sitting there snorting cocaine with him and, telling him, oh, we're going to be able to get you this, this, and that. All we need you to do is this, this, that, and the other, and he was like, nah, I'm good. So to that extent, I've been around some of the ones, and the Illuminati is basically the powers that be, the powers that run your deals, for me in regards to dealing with music. I've never been in no movies or nothing like that, but just being around some of the execs, and we were actually working with someone who basically had Eminem up under their belt at one particular time. So, yeah, I've seen some of the stuff. Like, I'm not, saying that it ain't out there. It's out there. Now, whether you want to say it's part of the Illuminati or not, it's just basically the people that handles your career and makes the moves or give you the suggestions to be able to do this. Or, hey, even if it's your managers or whoever, hey, I got this part for you and they gonna give you this so much amount of money. All they want you to do is pull your pants down in this particular scene. They're gonna justify why you should go ahead and do this part to get this millions of dollars. Because one, they want to stay getting a percentage from you. They got to keep your ass working. So even if it means, even though they know, oh, Shantae, you're not going to just be full-fledged naked in a movie because you got that in your clause, but I'm going to still offer it to you because, hell, they want to give you $2.5 million just to show your tit. You down for it? I mean, that's basically what the powers that be do. They're going to work around and manipulate you to see how far they can get you to go so that you can get these millions of dollars and they can keep money in their pocket and keep their family floating too. Which goes back to what Taraji P was saying while she fired everybody after she had the cookie roll, because they didn't have shit lined up for her after the role of Cookie. Like she didn't have no commercials, she didn't have nothing, and Cookie was big when she was out there with Empire. Like why? And y'all on my camp, I'm paying you all these millions of dollars, and you don't have no job for me. What's going on? Trouble T said Luda started in movie 2 appearance in the Fast and Furious. Ja Rule was offered a starring role in the follow-up to Fast 2 Furious. But director John Singleton was so frustrated by Ja Rule acting like he was too big to be in the sequel that he called up Ludacris, who was on tour with Eminem. I remember right before getting on stage, I was in my dressing room and someone told me, you have to try out for that part. They only have one day, so you've got to put it on tape now. That was from Luda. That was a quote from Luda. Okay. But from what they're saying, he had to audition for it. But John Singleton did bring him in.
I mean, so then the implication is that John Singleton was in the Illuminati too. Damn.
Well, I don't know because I don't know about John Singleton. I really don't know. Like it's certain producers and stuff of films that I have to do a double take at because I really hadn't seen him do too much. Even with Spike Lee, they didn't allow Spike Lee to do a lot of stuff. Like Spike Lee was kind of like the outcast, and that's kind of probably why I see that with John Singleton. Like for years they wouldn't even put Spike Lee up to get Oscars and all of this other stuff for his films that he was doing. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I even remember what's the guy Snakes on the Plane. His name is
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson was saying when they finally gave him this one particular award, and Samuel was like, they tried to keep him back for something in his speech when he announced Spike Lee to come up and get this award, and he was talking about the trials and tribulations that he went through because they were frat brothers, and he really knew Spike Lee, like from they grew up together or whatever, or went to high school together or something to that nature. And he was saying the difficulties that Spike had with doing certain movies and how they were kind of like trying to rag on him. They wouldn't let him through the gates per se, because he was trying to stand up to do the type of stuff that he wanted to do and not do what they wanted to do. This was from him, So I don't know. John Singleton and Spike Lee are the two that I don't really know whether or not there was any Illuminati type of situations with them, because they kind of went against the grain with a lot of their movies.
Yeah. And piggybacking off of what Trouble T said, Ludacris has not been in every Fast and the Furious. So I was just looking because I wanted to see the picture of him when he was in there. And it said Ludacris developed a secondary career. Wait, he made his first appearance in number 2, which is what she just said.
Right.
And then the A-lister was absent from the franchise for several years before he resurfaced in part 5.
Okay, so he came back in part 5. Yeah, again, like I told you, I stopped with the Fast and Furious after the third one. Trouble T said he only been in 6 total. Okay. Yeah. Shantae, we have this conversation all the time, ma'am. Yeah, we don't nobody had the proof unless you was in on the conversation when they were offering something.
I can't even see the comment.
We don't have the evidence of anybody being in Illuminati, and you wouldn't if you weren't in on the negotiations. If you weren't there at the time, like what Katt said about Weinstein's offered to suck his peen in front of his camp, but it was during a conversation of him taking on a role. So yeah, I mean, most of the time they are offering you, and like I was telling hubby, Peter Long came out and talked about her being sexually harassed with Weinstein when he offered her a role, but had her come up to his penthouse suite to discuss business instead of coming to the office. So that's what they would do. They would always have you come up to wherever they are, their hotels, their penthouse suite is away from the office, and being able to try to sexually harass you or pressure you into taking this role and getting the money that they want so that they can be able to have you do whatever they want whenever they want. You know, it's nobody's gonna be there unless you were there at the time that this was being offered.
Yeah, they pretty much prey on people's desperation.
Right. Which is why I always say, you know, when they offer you so many millions of dollars, that's what Katt was saying. What else is coming with it? They offered Dave Chappelle $50 million to continue the Dave Chappelle show, and he walked away. What else was offered?
If something else had been offered, I'm sure Dave would say. I mean, he seems like he tell every damn thing himself.
Right. Well, I mean, that interview that he had with Oprah, he kind of broke it down. He kind of broke it
Oh, they
down.
wanted him to wear the dress.
Wear the dress and do some other skits that he wasn't fond of.
Right.
But you know, one of the things that he also said is that that's something that they always do in Hollywood. They always offer the dress. He said even before they offered him the $50 million, they kept sending him people to come to his dressing room to ask him to put on his dress for a particular skit that they were already filming for the Dave Chappelle show. And he said no. They sent in somebody else to kind of get him to do it. He said no. Like they kept sending people to him to make it sound so good that he would accept the offer when he said no the first time, the first 3 times, the first 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Like they keep pressuring you to do something if they really think, oh, you know, this is gonna fly, this is gonna work, this is gonna be so hilarious, you know. Like Dave Chappelle show was like one of those shows that went against the grain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was nobody else's show like the Dave Chappelle show. So I don't know. What are you willing to do for the money that they offer? And if they offer you this and you take it and you do this little part, whether this is a raperization scene or putting on a dress or whatever, being full-fledged nude, whatever it is that they're offering you, then they're going to always come back to you with something else more ridiculous because, hey, you accepted this the first time around. Why not go back to, you know, Sixx and say, hey, well, since you went on ahead and did nude in this movie, then let's go ahead and offer you this. You know, this time we're gonna have you, you know, flying through the air butt naked while you're doing cocaine or something stupid, you know, whatever. So you saying everyone is offered the dress. Well, from what interviews that we have been getting privileged to over the course of years, yeah, it seems like that's the number one thing they be offering them is to throw on a dress. They offered it to Kevin, they offered it to Katt. He said no. They offered it to Dave Chappelle, he said no. You know, it seems like that is the thing. But Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, uh, what's the guy that played in that movie with Martin? Martin did it, and then the young cat that they had do him too. He put on the dress, and then let's not forget your boy Medea put on the dress. Like everybody,
I
what's the
mean, but
other
like
one that
Tyler
played? Wow,
Perry.
like all of them put on dresses. Even what's him call it when he was doing Wanda. So I guess
Right.
that is the thing. I don't know.
But
I
are
guess that
these
is.
characters? I don't feel like this is Hollywood on some of these making them like Martin doing like Sinead and all of them. He said that was based off of people
His
he knew in the
sister.
hood and his sisters and
His
stuff
sister.
like that.
But then why not get his sister to play that part? Why not get a female to play it? Why would you want to take it on?
Yeah, why not? It wouldn't have been as funny if he would have got his sister. Then we would have said he was which they said it anyway. He was making fun of black women.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I just felt like
I
it
don't
was. I
know.
just felt like all of them write different
Mm-hmm.
characters, just like Jamie Foxx with Wanda.
Steve Harvey is on a video with Ricky Smiley, and he's doing the church lady. Joy. It's
Yeah,
a
they
clip.
both do the church
They
lady
both do the
with
church lady, and
he
they did
does
it.
Mrs. Odell.
Odell.
Yeah.
And he was on a dress um on the radio skit that they did. I guess they filmed it. He was in a dress, and Ricky Smiley was in his dress doing his old
What's
lady
that lady
skit.
name? I
I
done forgot.
forgot. I forgot her name.
But she's hilarious to me too, because
Uh-huh.
both of them are funny to me. That's why I'm ignorant, because I find it hilarious. But
I'm not saying that this stuff don't be funny. I'm just saying what they claim as like a disappointment in Hollywood to have them set up like that. I don't know. I mean, if they're coming up with it on their own, then fine. But if you're being offered to do it and you're saying no, that's different.
yeah, it's like Tyler Perry. Nobody definitely forced him. I watched
Nobody.
his documentary, and he was just saying. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Joy, you watched it. I think
I watched it
he
too.
he started playing Madeira because the actress who was supposed to play it didn't show up or
Didn't
something like
show
that.
up.
So he had to take over and do it. And then
But he
that
had to
blew
take
him
over
up.
and do it. He didn't get nobody else to fill in the part. He took over and do it.
Right.
But neither here nor there. Here is the so-called clip that your boy Luda decided to respond to, and then we're gonna get into the the Kevin Hart situation, child, because Kevin Hart tried to, clown Cat after his interview on ESPN, which I got the clip for that too. Let's take a look. Shantae said, "Don't nobody care about Luda," but Luda said, "Y'all gonna hear these words coming out of his mouth."
Whatever's heavy on my heart is always on my mind. Like Snoop's cannabis shredder, I'm always on my grind. They throwing shade because niggas could never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my jet. Let me take my time. Like fine wine, I'm aging like Benjamin. Top 5, I'm worth mentioning. Bring me rappers, I'm lynching them. See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns. Ludacris, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati. Only a Luminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise. Comedians check your temperature.
I liked it, but I ain't no rap aficionado. So
You know what? I ain't got nothing negative to say about Luda's rap because Luda has always been a good lyricist to me. So I don't have nothing to say about it. I just would have preferred him come out and say, Cat, you a whole lie. You know what I'm saying? If it's not true. But I mean, I guess, rappers do what they do for him to respond in a rap. It is what it is. Let's go into Kevin. So, Cat said whatever he said about Kevin Hart wearing the dress and being parts of it as well.
he said
And
he's an industry plant.
yeah, he's an industry plant. And this is what Kevin Hart decided to say in regards to that whole thing. And I can't really play it because if y'all heard it, he got the rap stuff saying to it. But basically, he posted, and of course, he also did the whole take about his show. So Kevin Hart posted, "Gotta get the anger out your champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. There is a moment in the trailer where," and he tags controversially, it says, "they really love you. I now know she's talking about Cat. Mark your calendars, world. This one is special." Was he talking about who is that? Who is that he tagged? I don't know who that is.
I did watch a trailer, but I don't remember nothing like that. I don't know what the hell he talking about. But
And then I got the one where he actually is on ESPN and they're doing a whole little skit about Katt. Here, let me try to get that one up, girl. I mean, you know, it seems like everybody has been trying to respond to him in regards to this
And you
whole
know something
situation.
I haven't understood. Now, Katt said things about people. People are responding, and now people are saying they wouldn't be responding if it wasn't true. What type of sense do that make? So somebody could just get up here and say anything about you, and you're not supposed to respond unless they're lying. I was so confused, or telling the truth. I was confused. I was like, so people shouldn't be responding?
Right, exactly. That sounds crazy. Why wouldn't I respond? Especially if I ain't like what you said. Why wouldn't I respond back to you? That's crazy. But let's take a look at this clip, and then I also
you in the public eye, you have to respond. You know, you just have to.
You have to.
You can't just let shit ride saying you in the Illuminati now. And now everybody people believe in what Katt say, so now everybody think Luda in the Illuminati. So, you know. So what he's supposed to do? He gotta speak out and be like, I didn't know. I didn't know Illuminati.
But I mean, if you go by what his rap said, like, you know, he's saying he not.
Right.
He's in the Alluda. He said he in the Alluda Nami. Okay.
Oh, child.
Let's take a listen to what Kevin Hart said, honey, on ESPN Unplugged.
Kevin and his boys was up there being petty.
Of course. And remember, y'all, this is his boys that help him write his jokes.
The Red Cup Boys or Plastic Cup Boys or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Here we go.
Fact about the New York Knicks. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks, and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you could do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him a 30-day policy.
He bought them for 15 days
and returned it.
Yeah. So another fun fact about the New York Knicks.
He made the team.
He played.
He played. Oh, he
played. He played with the Knicks. He played with them.
We know he's fast. They say he's fast.
Yeah,
he run
one of the fastest.
3.9. What you say? A 3.9. He figured out how to play basketball from reading all them books.
3,000 of them.
3,000 a year.
A year.
That's 2 a day. At 6 years old. That's 2 a day. Who knew he was so voracious?
At the age 7, he got accepted to the, I think it was Delaware University.
Yeah.
Never made public news.
No, ever.
The biggest secret in the world.
Hey,
smartest kid to ever do it. They kept it a secret for 48 years. They kept it a secret, and it just dropped on it.
Well, he was hitchhiking on side of the street at 13.
Yeah.
So they couldn't find it.
Speaking of which, Kev, you've had a busy week.
Yeah.
A tough one.
Yeah, real busy week, fellas. A real busy one.
Okay. Oh, John Morant coming in
to the Lakers.
Okay.
Another known fact: Katt dropped him off.
Yo, wow. Katt just dropped John Morant.
He gave him a ride.
I mean, none of this stuff is hilarious to me. Like y'all trying to clown him, but it ain't funny. You ain't clown like it ain't funny.
Known fact: Katt Williams has a NBA basketball court in his living room. He's the first to ever He's the first to embrace a true hardwood floor. Yeah. He bought it in his home.
Was he playing against that little boy that put him on the ground?
Another known
By
fact.
the way, he's fighting for the MMA championship, the 17-year-old boy that put him in the rear naked choke.
In the headlock, right?
But it's a known fact that Katt Williams do not breathe oxygen, so it didn't bother him.
Yeah.
Oh, copy that.
You can't choke him out.
Yeah,
That's
you
a known
can't.
fact.
Everybody knows that.
He's 92-6 in one-on-one pickup game.
Yeah, I mean, they could have kept that. Like, at least if you gonna clap back and you a comedian, make it funny like that. It wasn't funny at all to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know they was just clowning them, but To me,
Yeah.
I didn't see it was hilarious. I wasn't chuckling not one bit. And I was hoping that it would have been funny. And then we could have been like cold blooded. Kevin and came back cold, but Kevin, you didn't even do a good clap back. That's just my personal opinion. You could have kept all of that. You and your homies.
Right.
Okay. Now, one of the other things that has been going around in regards to this whole thing that Katt Williams unpacked was that, you know, in regards to Cedric stealing his jokes, it's been stuff flying around on the tick and the top, as well as Bernie Mac stole somebody's joke as well. And then, of course, who was that? What was his name from Scandal? He came out and said something about Cedric was foul as hell with some stuff too.
Oh, because he made him move seats or some stupid ass shit. I didn't understand that.
I didn't
They were
understand that.
somewhere and Cedric went and told a usher to make them move. I didn't understand what was going on there.
Girl, I didn't understand his doggone explanation or nothing. I was sitting there lost in the sauce. You hear me? I was lost.
I'm like,
Okay.
you was
But
somewhere. You sat in his seat. So he told him, you got to get up out of my seat. And you had to
you
move
gotta
your
get
ass to the back, so you mad.
right. But homie, if you were sitting in my seat, you got to get up too. Like I didn't understand that. What was so bad about that? And we supposed to be from whatever. I was like, oh my god. You know what? I got to clip that, but I was like, I don't even think Columbus Short. Thank you. Is even worth bringing it up. Columbus, is you high today or no? That's
but
the question.
You know what I noticed since shit being popping. This is not related to this, but ever since if anything happens, Columbus comes out and has a related story.
Oh yeah, he has been floating around here on some other stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's talking about Diddy wanted to get up on a room with him and all kind of shit. I was like, what? What?
What did Lamont from Fred Surfer say? They call them bend over baddies. Bend over
Baby,
Diddy.
he said they were some bent over baddies.
That's what they were saying. Just crazy.
That's too much
y'all.
for me, friend. I was like, that's too much.
Seemed too much. Well, let's get into this early 90s joke that a kid said on his comedy spit on Apollo that they said Bernie Mac used in the Kings of Comedy. And I got the clip for it. Here we go.
Well, I tell you one damn thing. Cedric the Entertainer definitely stole that Bamanicious jokes from
girl, yes.
Designing Women. Now,
Designing Women. I got that clip too, girl. Yes.
Why you do like, Anthony from Designing Women like that? Me, Shaq Taylor.
Girl, I love Designing Women. Sidebar conversation.
That show was hilarious.
It was. I enjoyed it. All right, let's take a look.
I had like a little stuttering problem. Yeah. I could never get on the school bus in the morning. It'd be like, excuse me, is this the school bus? Bus driver look at me and drive off. So I told my mom, I said, Mommy, did you know? My mother said, I know, stop spitting on me, boy. I know, don't spit on me no more. So the next day, we went to the bus stop, and you know, my mom said, boy, go ask that bus driver what you normally ask him. Like, hurry up now. So I did, I said, excuse me, is this the... He's ready to close the doors again. My mother jumped away.
He on the corner waiting on the school bus. The school bus pull up, open the door. He walks up, asks a question. Bus driver closed the door and drove the fuck off.
Now look at here. Let my boy rest in peace, damn it. I ain't got nothing to say about it. Let him R.I.P.
Well, I'm just saying. What can you do? What can you do? And
like Joyce clip of him. And I agree with her. They all steal jokes. They all do it.
I think they all do.
I mean, because
I
you
really
got,
do.
some of the bigger ones: Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey. I haven't heard Ricky Smiley, but he probably they probably all on the damn list if somebody researching them. I ain't researching it, but
Well, here's the other one, the other clip in regards to what's his name? Mark Curry talking about Steve Harvey stealing his joke. Here we go.
All my Halloween material one Halloween. I'm watching somebody called me and said, man, homeboy doing your material. So he did my whole Halloween run. And I know he didn't think of it. This is true stuff that really happened to me.
And we couldn't afford no Halloween costumes. Hey, kids, please. Mama sent us down to the liquor store, put boxes on us. We didn't know what we were.
I don't know what we are. I don't know. She didn't tell her.
I think we UPS, I guess. I don't know.
Every Halloween, I had the same outfit on. Every year. I just had a brown box. I wasn't nothing sad. I asked my father, could I have a new outfit? And he said, no, just wear the same one. And it was just a brown box. And he just to tell everybody I was a UPS.
You didn't have to do that, homeboy.
Yeah.
So, motherfucker, you made enough money, bitch ass.
Damn, they done got a play.
He stole my material on his show, so I had a beef on He did all my...
So basically, I mean, he said that was stuff that really happened to him. For him to sit up there and steal his joke.
Child.
That was classless.
Yeah, you can't be out here joking, joke jacking.
So, okay, so now let's get into child. Look, everybody is out here stealing some jokes, but I got some comedy relief too, y'all, because your boy Andrew Caldwell been posting some pretty good stuff here.
Now he's stealing shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now, friend. He done stole it.
Look, I've been cracking up laughing because it's just been hilarious, the stuff that he been posting. And these are not clips, these are pictures. Ricky, no.
It's not showing for me.
Ricky, come back. Don't do it.
Cold-blooded.
He said, who did this? That's what he said. Who did this? Who did this? Hilarious. They got him, Ricky, running down the aisle. Y'all know Boys in the Hood. That's what the clip is from, but that's hilarious. Well, I was like, he over here posted some funny stuff today, and then he posted this one too, which had me cracking up laughing, Sean. Let's see if y'all know where this clip is from. Let's see if y'all could guess which clip is where it's from. Hey, Sharon, aka Sharon. Which one is this one, Sean?
Hold on, it ain't not showing as of yet. Let's see. There we go. I see TP. Hold up.
What clip is this from?
Hold on, I can't see it that well.
Let me see.
I'm trying to. Is that supposed to be Debo? I don't know who that is.
Girl, they saying leave Tyler Perry out of this. I'm looking at what they said on the what's we call it.
Tyler, you in it, boo.
No, these they're saying it's not really from the movie. It's just that he put in everybody that he talked about on the thing.
Oh, okay. Want to see a dead
That's
boy?
What they said. Yeah. TP is in it. Sharon, look, you didn't miss a lot of the stuff we talked about, but what did you think about what Katt Williams talked about on his interview? What did you think? Yes, I'm interested to know what you had to say about it.
Sharon been around there cracking up. I've been seeing her comments.
Oh, she been over there cracking up too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but before I found that clip, I came across this clip, honey. This is an old clip that I didn't even think anything of when I had saw it 100 years ago. But let's talk about what Bada said about Cedric the Entertainer. And I know y'all gonna always say who is Bada, but you will see who it is.
Girl, you took the words right out of my mouth. Who the hell is Bada?
Every time I say Bada, y'all, everybody be like, but that's what I know him as. That's his little nickname. But here we go. Check it out. This is what he said.
Huh? I'll just ask this anywhere. You can yell at me if you want. Barbershop 3 came out.
Well, I'm not going to answer it because I'm insulted. You tell me I can yell at you. The fuck is you with me to yell at? I yell at most powerful motherfuckers in the world. I'll take on the motherfucking CIA, nigga. Huh? And you going to tell me some shit like that? I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to answer it.
Okay.
Okay? You don't even know what happened in Barbershop 1, do you? When that ignorant motherfucker say King ain't nothing but a punk and Rosa Parks didn't do nothing. She just too fat to move her big black ass. And I said, if you said that about Queen Elizabeth, the motherfucker be dead. But you motherfucker gonna go see 2 and 3. That's where you are. Okay? I don't have to ask you that. I know it. Because I was there. Huh? That ignorant motherfucker. Huh? But he got to get past me. Huh? He got to get past me. Okay?
Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric, the motherfucking entertainer. Ignorant motherfucker from St. Louis. All them St. Louis motherfuckers is ignorant. They're just a bunch of thugs and heathens and shit. But white folks love him because he was doing the business.
Oh, that's what he said.
What damn? What's Cedric do for that?
He said he was doing his bidding, girl. That he told that joke that was written in a script talking about King and Rosa Parks, and he went along with it. See, this is what they were saying. He went along with it. So, and he was doing his bid. That's what he said. He was doing the bid because white folks love it. So he did what he was supposed to do. And then here is Columbus Short that I got talking about Diddy invited him to the hotel. About the hotel, child. Columbus.
I'm snitching in the kitchen. Diddy. Gotta tell on him. He tried it on me. So I know it's true.
Ooh.
I was married, my ex-wife. I got a phone call in the middle of the night, about 2:30 in the morning. It was, my wife says, pick up the phone. It was an unknown number. Pick up the phone. What bitch is calling you? Who's calling you? Picked up the phone. It was Diddy. And he said, hey man, we didn't see what BET Awards. You know, what you doing? I'm in bed with my wife. He said, I'm at the Beverly Hills Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel. I said, oh, what's up? I said, who over there? He said, just me.
Just me. What can I say? Y'all better start telling Diddy no. I'm dying. Just
Baby,
that
was hilarious to me when he said that, though. I ain't gonna lie. Cassie, you got to tell him no. I'm like, ooh.
You got to tell Diddy no, honey. Okay, you got to say no.
Ain't gonna be able to do it.
And Sharon, aka Sherry, said we talking about her favorite, Katt Williams. Yes. She said she loved it, and shots was fired. He got them all together, and she believes him. Okay. OMG is all I can say. OMG, honey. That is hilarious to me. Hilarious to me.
Baby.
I mean,
somebody said they gonna put that on a t-shirt. You got to tell Diddy no.
You got to tell Diddy no. You got to tell him no. Cold-blooded, okay? Cold-blooded. Look here. Everything that Katt was saying about Diddy, I believe it 100%. Okay. Just like I believe some of the rest of the stuff he was talking about with some of the other folks, especially Steve Harvey. I believe that. The Ricky Smiley thing, I believe that situation.
I
thought it
believe
was
things with
cold-blooded.
Ricky, except him saying it was in his contract for Ricky to wear a dress. You on some bullshit now.
He did say that, but then what was the next movie that he played in there with him doing?
First Sunday, Ricky did have on the dress. But I don't believe it was because of Katt. How the hell a movie?
Katt said, if you want me to be in any movie with Ricky Smiley, he better have on a dress. He said he put that in his contract. The next movie he did with Ricky Smiley, he had on the dress.
Girl, I do not believe that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was just hilarious the way he set it up, girl. That was hilarious to me. But he had on a dress and he was in the movie with him. Okay. It was just hilarious. One of the things that Shannon said, y'all started coming after him in regards to him not asking certain questions. He said he's not no like interviewer like that. He's a conversationalist. Y'all need to back off. So what did y'all think about how Shannon did when he was interviewing Katt? Because Shannon said he came in off the gate. Let's play the clip. Let me tell you what. Let's listen to what Shannon said. Okay, he came in the studio hot and ready. Well, he had a lot of shit he wanted to get off his chest. Let's take a listen.
Walked in. Oh, he was going already. I said, God, you in control. Take the wheel. Before I ask one question, he went 30 minutes. So now, as the as the interviewer, I'm going in my head, do I cut him off and get to the line of questioning, or do I let him go? I don't need to be motivated. The truth doesn't motivate. He says, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to set the record straight. And he's asking me, say, well, why did you? I say, Katt, I'm assuming when someone comes on my show and they're telling me something that no one else has heard, I'm assuming they're telling me the truth because only said individual was there would know. Look, you come to my platform, you talk. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be I had no idea where Katt was going to go. I had the only thing that like I said, he went 30 minutes and I didn't even get a question in. I still got questions for another 20, 30 minutes. So we really could have gone over 3 hours. But at that point in time, I'm exhausted. We should have had the cameras rolling when.
Okay. So, and here's the clip. I finally found it, y'all, of Chris Tucker being interviewed by Eddie Levert. And Eddie Levert asked him, he flat out asked him about being on that plane and what else was going on. This was hilarious to me because Eddie know he owed this dirt. Why is you on Instagram? Why is you doing a podcast, sir? Why? Here we go.
Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different that was a humanitarian trip to Africa. Yeah. And I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation. And yeah, I met him and you don't know people, what they do in their private lives. So yeah.
But tell me this, Chris. He was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, Lolita Express?
Oh, yeah, it was a private plane. Yes. Oh, yes.
But wait a minute. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I don't know where that thing at. No.
Oh my God. He said, oh, no.
See, that's
Okay.
exactly why I say it's important to distinguish that he was on the list for just flying on his jet because they be messing people up.
They do. I understand. And he said absolutely not. And
Nope. Chris say,
yeah.
hell no, I didn't go to that damn island. Nope.
And just to clarify, y'all, because I know I'm just not finding all of the clips while we were discussing certain stuff, but Ricky Smiley didn't never say nothing. When they asked him about regarding what happened with Katt, he stuttered the whole damn time that he was explaining what went down. I'm just saying. Take a listen. Take Ricky Smiley, honey. Ricky Smiley. Take a listen. The only thing he was saying basically was about the kids is hurting over the recent comments. Okay. But listen to what he said to him in regards to all of this.
I want to wish Katt Williams the best or whatever. It ain't nothing but love over here just because we don't agree. Arnez J and I had beef for about 20 years, and I end up sitting next to him on a plane. And when I saw him, I couldn't do nothing but grab him and hug him. And we text each other all day on Christmas Day. It feels like we trying to make up for lost time. Two talented people that actually love each other. And Special K, Katt Williams got some comedy dates.
Oh, no, it's the part 2.
I don't like the way that made my kids feel.
Oh, that's it.
And that's why I'm not gonna, go after him, because he has kids and family members and nieces and nephews also, and it hurts our family members and people that do love us when we say hurtful things about each other. So we want to wish Katt Williams the best or whatever. It ain't nothing but love over here just because.
Okay, so that's what he said in regards to Katt Williams. It's nothing but love. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
I got nothing but love.
He got nothing but love for you, honey. Out of all of this, all that you said,
Ricky
I got
Smiley
nothing for
say,
love.
you ain't about to get a chance to Steve Harvey me.
Okay. He
No,
gonna take
thank
the
you.
high road.
Take the high road, Ricky. And
He
you ain't got
took the
time for the
high.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Nope.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. Let me just say this, y'all, before we end for the night. Okay. That most definitely this was quite entertaining. Okay. I felt like the whole interview with Katt Williams was at most very entertaining, but was also able to get some tea out of all of this as well. Take whatever you think is believable or not from the interview of what he stated with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. I was here for it all. But of course, y'all know I always tell y'all I like Petty. So, Petty is what Petty does. And he gave us all of that and some. And whether you believe in the Illuminati or not, the powers that be dictates how the careers of these famous actors move within Hollywood. And I tell y'all that all the time, okay? They have people that have people that have people that work for you, and they're getting paid off of everything you do. Whatever you accept in Hollywood, it will be divided. Whether you are in a music contract, whether you are an actress, actor, whatever it is that you do in Hollywood, they gonna make money off of you. You are the puppet unless you create your own narrative and take control. Okay. And that's how it is. And when we say the Illuminati, that's exactly what we're talking about. The powers that be, who are in control of whatever you do. If you have dignity and respect for yourself, and it's just certain things that you will not do, like Queen Latifah, we know she is part of the LGBTQ plus community, but in her contract, she definitely makes sure that there are no sex roles in her movies that she plays. She's not taking off no clothes, and she's not doing no sex scenes. And we've never seen her in any of those thus far. She has come out and indicated that as well as a clause in her contract. So you know who you can go to and who you cannot go to when you set up certain things within your contract. If you leave the door open, then somebody is guaranteed to walk through it in Hollywood. Okay.
Right.
Just
Yeah, definitely. They definitely are predators out there. So.
Absolutely. So I enjoyed myself, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the conversation as well. Shout out to Shawn The Gossip for hanging in and giving her take on this whole Katt Williams. We starting 2024 off right on time. Okay, right on time with the shebang and the boogies. I'm here for it all. And catch us next time around where we're gonna go in and talk about some other stuff that has happened this far on the first week of 2024.
The mail's gonna pop off, y'all. We be back.
Well, I'm pretty sure of it because let's not forget they was talking about Jada Pickett, the guy that jumped over the thing on the judge when she gave her announcement.
Oh, did you see Kelly Price video?
Kelly Price video, yes, I saw her.
Kelly said that they gonna have to pay her for some tea though. Ain't nobody paying you, damn it.
Ain't nobody finna pay Kelly Price for the tea that she gonna spill of her confirming what we just really talked about with Katt Williams in Hollywood. Basically,
Right,
that's
Kelly.
what it was. Okay,
I gonna whoop your ass if you don't tell.
Like if you gonna spill the tea, just spill the tea, honey. Ain't nobody gonna pay you to get the tea, unless you trying to go to Tasha K. Maybe she can round up some, scandal money from Kevin Hart.
She don't pay for interviews.
That's what lying, honey, because she over there trying to get Kevin Hart to pay this ransom. She trying to get some money, honey. Okay,
baby, Kevin say, I'm calling the police on your ass.
You ain't finna get $150,000 from me, no, ma'am.
Baby, but Kevin to call the police on their ass. I am
Girl,
done.
I am done. I'm trust and believe. That's why I say we got way more stuff to talk about, honey, in the upcoming next thing. Because you got to see it to believe. You got to, okay. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. And thank y'all for joining in on Sixx's Word in the Curb. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Peace.
Good night.